Hello, everybody, and welcome to Alex Hill Whispers at White Oak Inn. So, I have heard that people are having problems with this door puzzle at the end of the game. I was able to do it my first time about 7 minutes, so I would like to share my knowledge and how I kind of figured out the puzzle. So, I may stumble on my words a little bit, it's hard to explain, but basically what we're going to primarily want to do here is we want to solve the middle circle first. So we want to make sure that all of the pieces in the middle circle are correct. This is how I did it. I think there's basically two ways you want to solve this puzzle. One, you want to have everything on the outside of the circle correct and then solve for the middle, or you want to solve for the middle and then have the outside correct. The way I did it is I solved for the middle first. So the goal, and that includes, by the way, these in the middle here. So you want to have both sides completely finished. So what we're going to do is, it's going to be a little bit janky because you're not going to be able to, you kind of just have to play with it a little bit. But when you're moving, right, anytime you're moving a piece into the circle, it should always be, it doesn't matter what piece it is, it just has to be a piece that would be in the outside of the circle. So one of these pieces, right? You don't want one of these middle four pieces in the circle. That can really get confusing. So for example, I have now moved that into the circle, right? And now when I move this back, this is now completed, right? So now if I do this, well, on this, here you go. Now on both sides, we in fact have everything somewhat in its place, right? These here aren't entirely accurate, and we'll work on that as we go along, right? So what I'm going to do now is just start solving for the inside. So I put one piece here and one piece here, right? And see if they match. When I flip it, does not match. So I put them back and I go to the next piece. I know that this piece here has to go here, so that's not going to work out too well. That piece looks fine, so I'm going to go here. Okay, none of those work, so we're going to go to the next one. There you go. That piece matched. So now I'm going to go to the next one. Go here. I think that piece matches. So if I'm correct, this entire side is done. So now we just have this side, which is our problem. Uh-oh, I didn't want to do that. Okay. So as you can see as well, if you look at the middle circle now, because I just focused on doing these outer ones, the middle is completely fine. So I think that's part of why people think this is overly complicated, is I solve for the middle, yes, first. That is what is completed first. But just by doing the other outer circles, it swapped it all around in the middle just fine. Somehow. I don't know how it works. But it solved it just fine, right? So now we have these here. So what you're going to do is you're going to take one of the pieces from the completed circle and take one of the incompleted pieces from here. So I am going to need to move this one because this needs to go here, right? So I'm going to flip this. This is the only time if something like this happens. I know this is really weird. But basically what I am doing now is watch. So now I have swapped the piece I had here with this singular piece. And part of the reason why I say you should only be swapping the pieces that fit in the circle is because it's a lot easier to think of one piece type, right? There are two piece types here, the center and around the outside. Mixing the pieces together can get very confusing. So this is only if you get to a point where the one that completes the circle is there. Now if I move it just one time and swap it back, it is all done now. And now if I swap this back, the entirety of the middle circle is now completed. So what we have to do now to finish this circle is we have to swap pieces from this circle to this circle and back and forth. It's the only way it'll work. So to keep this be less confusing, I am going to take this piece here, which, if I am correct, is this piece. This is the piece I said is correct. And now if you look, this piece is correct as well. So last time we're going to do this. Okay, so I swapped those two. And then, there we go. That's not the right one. Here it is. There we go. So now each circle is completed. I know it was a little confusing and I may not be doing my best job at explaining it. But basically all you're doing is you're taking a piece from this circle, putting it into this circle, and taking a piece from here, bringing it over here. Does that make sense? You're using both circles to swap the pieces. But now, well, I didn't want to do that. But now if I finish the circles, so if I take this and bring it back here, the entire thing will be solved. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. So keep that in mind. If we complete that circle, it will in turn be solved, if that makes sense. Also, be forewarned, if you are trying to avoid who the culprit is, do not watch me finish this circle right now. There's your warning.
Lauren,
there you go.
I need to solve.
And then this one is just in the order. And the way that this one works is you got to use the top two. I'll just mention this quickly. You got to use the top two. So you throw one up here and then you try to organize them in order from start to finish as the way it needs to be. But I'm not worrying about that one right now. So I hope that that makes sense. I apologize if my explanation was not the best. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comment. If you'd like me to do another one, maybe explaining it a little bit differently, let me know. But that should, in fact, and again, it took me about 7 minutes to do this video too. That right there is how you solve the door puzzle from Alex Hill Whispers at White Oak Inn. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you in the next video. Keep an eye out for my entire playthrough. I did it on stream. It will be released on my main channel here over the next couple of weeks once I get through my current uploads. Anyway, have a great day. Goodbye.